let's get started. Hi, my name's Hayden. I'm a student at Alberta University of the Arts, and today I'm going to teach you how to paint some pottery. Now, my method does not use a kiln, so this is a very easy method anybody can use. You don't have to have an oven, you don't have to have a kiln, so it's very, very quick. It's very easy. All you need is paint brushes, and this really handy dandy acrylic high gloss varnish. Now that's going to be what's going to give the pottery that kind of kiln baked look where it has that glaze, but this pottery is not going to be food safe. I probably also wouldn't expect it to last a really long time outside in the elements because it isn't fired in a kiln. Now quickly, I'm just going to go over what I have here and what I'm starting with. I've got 3 sizes of these pots that I just got from a local art store. Super cheap, really easy to get. They're great for painting on because they have this pretty grippy sort of matte texture. I also have, as I said, the acrylic high gloss varnish, although regular varnish will work as well, but try and get high gloss. And then I have 5 colors of paints, although if you have more, you're welcome to use any. I just find I've got white, which is super important, black, so white and black lighten and darken other colors. And then I've got your 3 primary colors being blue, I got a cobalt blue, red being cadmium red, and then I got a yellow, cadmium yellow medium. And an assortment of brushes. Now you don't need the exact ones I have, but I would recommend getting a pretty cheap 3 or 2 inch wider brush. This is what I'm going to use to spread the varnish on. Basically, you want to plan out your pots. I'm going to begin here. I really like the color that these pots already start with, so I'm going to make this one a little easier and work with the color that we have here. So using just one color, I think I'm going to go with white here. You can make a bunch of different designs, whether it be something easy like a squiggly line, or you want to get a little more difficult, draw a heart or a star or something, even triangles. I'm going to probably just wing it a little bit and see how mine turns out. Try not to get too difficult because they are round, it's not a flat surface, and you need it to be able to dry, so you're not going to kind of set it, paint the bottom, let it dry for a bit, then you can set it down. I'd also recommend having something to protect the surface you're working on. I've got this nice kind of white piece here that'll help show what I'm doing a little bit better, but again, just a scrap piece of cardboard would be sufficient and would work very, very nicely. Okay. There's also 2 additional materials you could use that it's just going to make it a little easier for those of you that are new to art. Now, a lot of people wouldn't just want to go straight with a paintbrush and paint onto this because you might, mess up or something. So this green painter's tape or masking tape and pencil is going to be what I'm going to use to kind of make this a little easier for myself and a little easier on the eyes at the end. Now what I do with the pencil is I can just draw straight onto here. I would draw light designs. That way when you paint over, if your painting is a little straighter than your pencil line was, you won't necessarily see the light pencil line. And now the tape is what you can use to tape off areas that you don't necessarily want to paint. So say you wanted to just have 3 straight lines across this pot, you could just take some paint and wrap it around, and that'll create a straight kind of hoop around so you're not just guessing. So this is how you would do it. Now, because of the shape of the pot, the top line is going to be the straighter line. And the spacing's always just kind of something you'd eyeball. And then I'm just going to kind of marry it up in the back here. Try and get it as even as you can. I think I got it pretty good. There we go. I start by dipping my brush in some water, and I'm going to go for it with this white paint. I'm using a round brush here, and I'll kind of show you what I'm doing as I go. So like I said, you just want to use the top line here of the paint tape. And I'm just kind of pulling the white up. If you push it down, it may seep into if there's any cracks. So I tend to kind of drag up away from the tape. If you want a really smooth finish looking paint, you can mix it with more water and really kind of work away at it to make it look smooth. I don't think I want mine to have a smooth look to it. I just want it to look kind of rustic and maybe like this pot wasn't made in the year 2022. That's kind of coming along nice. I think I'm gonna keep this kind of brush strokey look and just kind of pull it up and not go all the way to the top, but I'm kind of liking how this is looking. So just kind of keep doing the same sort of thing. I'm gonna get a little bit more deliberate now so that the end result looks a little bit more tidy. If you make a mistake, if you wipe it off, because we're just using acrylic paint, if you wipe it off, you can kind of get rid of it pretty quick, like I just did there. Again, I'm trying not to be too precious with this because I think they'll look more authentic if you can see the kind of hand-done gestures. So I'm just gonna kind of roll with any mistakes. Art's meant to be fun. The paint is on the tape, and the tape will probably have wet paint on it. So as you peel it off, just be cautious not to get that paint on the parts of your pot that you don't want paint on. Here's the reveal. There we go. what you really need for this is a gloss varnish, an acrylic medium gloss varnish. This is what's going to let this dry piece look very shiny and very finished. It's quite liquidy, so I think I might just sort of stick my brush right in. Make sure that your pots are dry. So I'm going to start with the first pot that I painted today. That way I know that it's definitely dry, because this varnish is really going to seal it in. So make sure you're dry and you're finished. And again, I'm going to kind of soak it in, saturate the brush a bit. Let's start on the bottom here. There we go, we've got a solid layer on that. There we go, and now we wait. I'm gonna clean my brush a bit, close up this cap.